Hey, what's up you guys? Guinea Piggies Designs here, and today I am bringing you another video of where I'm sewing my own cage set for my guinea pig cage. But anyways, real quick, for those of you who are new, my name is Brittany and I basically just sew things for your small animals and I do other random things. And again, in today's video I'm just adding on to the series that I've been doing on my channel for the past few months, of where I'm just taking you guys step by step of how to sew a couple of cage sets for your guinea pig cage. But it's not going to be an intro or an outro today. I'm just going to be doing a voiceover. And a quick note, I just want to say I'm sorry I haven't uploaded in a while. We just moved to another state and the internet is really slow here, so that is why it's taking me a lot longer to upload videos. But I'm still going to be continuing to do this series, and also at the end of the video I'm going to be giving you like a quick overlook of how my new sewing room looks right now. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump right into the video. So for the first part of this video I am going to be working on the cuddle cup pads. So what I'm going to be doing here is just adding the first seam around the pad, and for these I leave around a 1-inch inseam, and then after that I am turning the cuddle cups right side out, and I am making 4 cuddle cups total, so I'm going to be repeating this process 4 times. So now I am moving on to the hooded houses. So for this part, it's very similar to the cuddle cup part. I am going to be working on the removable potty pads, and for this part I'm going to be adding a 1-inch inseam to the pad all the way around, and then I'm going to work on the hooded house where I'm going to turn the hooded house right side out. And then I am making 2 hooded houses, so I'm just going to repeat this whole process 2 times. I am moving on to the guinea pig home, and for this part I am going to start working on the 2 removable pads. And all I'm doing is, again, I'm going to be adding the first seam around this pad, and again I'm going to leave a 1-inch inseam. Now for the guinea pig home, I'm going to start attaching the bottom to it. So for this part, you want to make sure that the guinea pig home is inside out, and then you're going to clip the bottom piece. You're going to line it up to your opening, the shorter edge, and then what I do there is, again, I clip it to the opening part, and then I sew a straight line along the clips, and then I flip it over, and then I sew it again, if that makes sense. And then I'm going to continue working on this in the next episode, but just for this part, I'm just going to sew the bottom to the front piece. working on the piggy lounge. So for this part, again, I'm going to add the first seam to the 2 removable pads. And again, I'm leaving a 1-inch inseam all the way around. And then once I'm done adding the first seam on the pads, I'm going to start working on the piggy lounge, where I'm going to be attaching the bottom piece to it. So just for this part here, all I'm going to do is attach the bottom piece to the back piece of the piggy lounge, if that makes sense. So for this part, you do want to make sure again that it's inside out, and when you place the bottom piece on the back piece, you want to make sure that the 2 good sides are touching each other. And then I just clip it together, and then I like to sew a straight line down, attaching the 2 pieces. Now moving on to the flannel foam tunnel. So for this part, again, I'm adding the 2 seams around the potty pads, leaving a 1-inch inseam around both of them. And then I'm going to start working on the bottom piece of the tunnel, which is the narrow piece. And I'm going to be adding a straight line on the long sides of each edge on it. And then I'm going to repeat the same thing for the bigger piece, which is going to be the top piece of the foam tunnel. I'm just going to sew a straight line on the longer sides. Right now I am working on the flannel cube. So for this part, I'm going to be adding the first seam on the 2 removable pads, and I'm leaving a 1-inch inseam around both of them. And then I'm going to start attaching the next opening piece. So for this part, when I attach the opening piece, I like to first attach it to the top part of my cube. And for this, when you attach this opening piece, you want to make sure that the 2 good sides are touching each other, and you want to make sure that the cube is inside out when you sew it. Once you have that opening clipped down, I'm going to sew a straight line connecting the top piece to the second opening piece. Then I'm going to flip it over and sew that same straight line again to ensure the stitch is strong. And then I'm going to clip off the excess, and then I'm going to attach the 2 openings together, and we're going to create the first side, if that makes sense. So for that part, I like to basically attach the 2 openings for that corner section, making sure the 2 good sides are touching each other and making sure the openings are lining up when you clip this together. This is to ensure that your cube will be straight. And then once I have it clipped down, I'm going to sew a straight line down that edge and then flip it over and sew another straight line down that edge. And just watch the video just so you can get a better idea of how I do this. So now I am working on the couch. So for the first part here, all I'm going to do is sew the seams around the 2 removable body pads, leaving a 1-inch inseam. And then I'm going to trim the excess off of the actual couch piece, and then I'm going to move on to working on the pillows. So for the pillows, all I'm doing is putting polyester fiber fill. I'm going to be stuffing the pillows with that, and I will have that link down below. And then when you stuff the pillows, what I like to do first is I like to put a little bit of polyfill in the corners, and then I like to start to fill remainder of it. And you don't want to overfill the pillows, you just want to fill them enough to where they look nice and fluffy. working on the snuggle tunnels. So for this part, all I'm doing is adding a seam around the opening parts. And for this part, you should already have it clipped. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to sew a straight line on the inside, trying to get as close to the edge as I can of where I flipped the fleece over to the edge, if that makes sense. And I am making 3 snuggle tunnels, so I'm going to repeat this process 3 times. So for the last item I'm working on in this video, it is going to be the hay bags. So for the hay bags, all I'm doing is sewing a straight line on the squares that I traced out. I'm just going to be sewing a line around each square, and I am making 2 hay bags. So I'm going to repeat this process 2 times. Alright, guys, so here are all the cozies that I worked on in this video, and in my next video I'm probably going to go back through this same pile and continue working on it. And also, you guys, if you guys are curious of where I got anything that I used in this video, I will have everything I used linked down below in the description. And also, as you can see, I am in a different room. We did move, and this is how my new sewing room is looking right now. It's a little messy. I haven't really unpacked everything yet, and I need to like order shelves to put things on. I don't really have anywhere to put anything, so it's kind of everywhere right now, but this is how it's looking right now. And then maybe once I get organized one of these days, I'll do a new sewing room / office tour. But yep, this is how it's looking. And if you guys are still liking this series, make sure you give this video a like. And if you guys do want to see more videos from me, make sure that you subscribe to my channel. And I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.